another great morning here in Kenya, and the weather is looking cold, but all the same, I have some good news for people living and working in the diaspora. The Kenyan government aims at taking the diaspora remittances from the current about 3 or 4 billion Kenya shillings per year to about 10 billion Kenya shillings by 2027. This is according to what the president said when he met some Kenyans living and working in Ghana, I think some 2 days ago. And in a bid to make sure that this happens, they have created an incentive to all the Kenyans living and working in the diaspora. Number one, you need to remember that you need to file your taxes. Whether you work in the diaspora or whether you work in Kenya, wherever you are, as long as you're a Kenyan, you need to file your taxes. So that means then that there was the risk of people working in the diaspora being double taxed. However, the president came out clearly and said that as long as whatever you're earning in the diaspora has already been taxed in the country where you work in, then you do not need to be taxed again in Kenya. So what they're going to do is to create what we call a tax credit. So when you file your taxes back into Kenya every year and you indicate how much tax you have already paid for whatever you've earned in the diaspora, then that becomes a tax credit. It's an incentive to make sure that people, Kenyans who are working and living in the diaspora, are able to bring back or to remit money back into the country. They're actually creating a door to make sure, where is that door? Yeah, right there. They're creating a door to make sure that money comes back into the country. The country requires dollars. It requires remittances, diaspora remittances. So there's a lot of focus on the diaspora, on the Kenyans living and working in the diaspora, because they bring back a lot of money that the country requires to develop itself. So this is an encouragement, and I think it's a good move that you cannot get double taxed on anything that you've already paid tax for in the country where you live and work. However, remember, you have to file your taxes every year. Do not forget, because your KRA PIN will keep reading that you have not filed your taxes, and when you come back, you may face some penalties there in the taxes, or rather under your KRA PIN. So make sure you file your taxes, and make sure you indicate the taxes that you've already paid in the country where you live and work, and then you will receive what we call a tax credit. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.